How's your boy, it's Caboose World. Welcome back to Space Engineers. We're going to continue our journey into space. Last time I developed a drilling rig, but unfortunately it became very unstable and proved that I don't know how to drill things that drive things that drill. So we're going to attempt an airborne vehicle that can potentially and hopefully do all the drilling for me. So maybe I'll develop it with I'm thinking what I'm going to, because I'm going to have to make it tall anyway, because in order for it to function properly it's got to be tall enough to drill, or tall enough to drill deep down, but it can't do that if it's not a large enough structure. So what I'll probably do is I'll begin developing a drilling rig on top of the mountain that I plan to. It just requires moving all of the resources that I have to it. So what I'll probably do is build a transport big enough to store material so that I can transport all that material to the top of a mountain, and then I'll just have to choose which mountain I use. In addition, you may also hear my kid playing a little puzzle game in the background. So yeah, so just letting you know that so that you're not caught off guard by that. But yeah, so I've got my little land vehicle there. I've got my drilling rig here, but the drilling rig is essentially kind of pointless. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll develop a drilling rig, or a transport rig now. So I'll have to remove all the drilling components from this and install storage components to make up for that. So I should drop what I have first. I also believe I left my drill running. I did, and it's actually made some pretty decent headway. But so I'll probably develop something similar to this on top of a mountain and just focus on that. Because if I develop everything on... So the question is, what mountain do I want to use? I want to use that one. That one's got snow on it, so I could go to that one, but that one's really far out. That one's pretty far out too. I want to use that one, but I don't think I'd get all the resources I need relatively close to that. I also don't want to pick something super steep, because driving uphill is a nightmare in this game. Let's this thing going just a little bit deeper. Piston up should be... So, yeah, that's at 10, that's at 0. This one is the one I need to work on. Distance... Let's make it that should be good. That'll keep drilling out, collecting resources for me. But yeah, if I build something similar to this, I should get a decent way down. Hey, Fluffy, how's it going? You are very quiet. I think you gotta turn your mic up a little. A little bit, yeah. Trying not to distract myself. I'm in the middle of trying to move a whole drilling operation to the top of a mountain. You went quiet again. Oh, you got a wireless headset? Oh, I've got a wired one. I got a wired Turtle Beach too, so. Dude, you need to get this game and build spaceships with me. You got work later today? Ooh, no. Must be nice. Been busy? Yeah. Things have been pretty calm here lately. Just kind of focusing on getting stuff done, taking care of things at home. I mean, my wife's at work right now, so. Sorry to hear that, man. How are you actually holding up with that, though? Really sorry to hear that, man. Sucks being so distant, man. What was that? Oh, you know, you're good. I mean, I trust you too, man. Oh, you're allowed to have that. Yeah, no, dude, you're allowed to have like that. I mean, there should never be the assumption that your wife is the only person you could go to. It's the same thing with your mom. You should never feel like your mom's the only person you can go to, or your parents, or your siblings. Like, you need certain people to be able to deal with certain things. Like, you can't always rely on. I'm not saying that you can't rely on them. You should always be able to rely on your family. But, like, different situations require different people. Like, obviously, for personal family reasons, I would rely on my family. And sometimes, stuff outside the family, you don't want to talk with family about. And sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes you want to talk to family matters with your friends, and friend matters with your family. As long as you're not bottling that stuff up and it's eating you up inside, and you kind of just have to take what you can when you can, so. And, like. That's good, man. You shouldn't bottle anything up. I shouldn't bottle anything up, and I do it sometimes. It sucks, but. I try not to keep anything from my wife. Hang on a sec, let me turn. There we go. Adjust the volume. How is the missus, though? Seems like we both got that going for us right now. Yeah, I saw you were playing it. I think... Yeah, I think I have that, actually. I wish that game was, like, multiplayer. See, Skyrim did something where it was the online, for the massive online multiplayer. But what they should have done is had a co-op multiplayer. 2 or 4 people in one party rather than a whole session. Because, like, there's nothing like dungeon diving with friends. So, is my fully recharged in 12 hours? Oh, what the fuck was that? Sometimes, man, this game can freak me out. Oh, I don't want to take this whole thing apart, but I gotta. I built a drilling rig that wasn't working for me, and now I gotta take the whole damn thing apart. I mean, technically, if I... Hang on, let me think about it. I don't have to take the whole thing apart. I just have to repurpose it for storage. Which means I also have to... No, if I might be able to make this work. Angela and I just watched Free Guy the other day for the first time. Yeah, we wanted to watch it simply for the fact that Jacksepticeye was in it, but at the same time we're like, this is a really good movie. We obviously both like love Ryan Reynolds, so he was really good in that movie. It had a couple of twists that I kind of... It's not that I didn't see it coming. It was just kind of the way that they did things. But I tried to live spoiler-free for that movie. Yeah, Eternals is the big one out now. Shang-Chi is coming... I think it came out today on Disney Plus, so we might watch that here soon, too. No, I know. That's been for a while now, hasn't it? Oh, okay. Okay, because I was like, I've watched that before, but it's been out for a little bit. But yeah, you said you just watched it? What did you think about it? See, Angela couldn't watch the opening scene because of the whole child abuse thing, which you kind of have to take with. You have to take the opening of Black Widow's story with a grain of salt anyway. But, like, it's just a matter of, her whole story, it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't bad. It didn't feel like it came before Avengers Infinity War. It felt like it came after. Like, it would have made more sense to make before Infinity War, but I also get why it didn't come out before Infinity War. But it just felt like it felt like she literally wasn't dead in the MCU after that. So at the end when they brought it back up, I was like, wait, so they're just gonna remind us of that? I get it. I feel like the whole movie was more of a setup for Florence's character. Like, it didn't feel like they were doing a Black Widow story. It felt like they were doing a she doesn't even have a nickname. But yeah, no, her sister. It felt like they were doing her sister's story this whole time. I also felt like they could have done more with the, what's the team? Yeah, not just the Red Guardian, but like the Soviet Avengers. I can't remember their actual unit name. But it just felt like there was a lot of potential that ended up not going anywhere. Like finding out that the mom was actually like the traitor, but then she ended up not betraying anybody because she was trying to help everybody is really confusing. I'm excited for the Dark Avengers if that's what they're going with, but everybody's looking forward to the new Spider-Man movie. Dude, if Willem Dafoe ends up being the Green Goblin in the MCU, I'm a loser. Maybe not every villain. Toby's villains were good. I wasn't a big fan of Lizard. And, I loved Electro, despite the fact that everybody hates Electro. I was like, Electro was a brilliantly done character. Like, I don't care. I will die on that hill. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. I'm not saying so I'm not saying they did a bad job with it. I appreciate and enjoy all the Spider-Man movies, all the Spider-Man characters. There's very few characters in the MCU and other companies that I felt did bad. It's just specifically if I have to categorize like my favorite villains to my least favorite villains, Lizard's probably at the bottom of my list. Because you've got... No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, they were gonna have, what's his name? Bruce Campbell. Yeah, he was supposed to be Mysterio, and then because the movie got scrapped, he never got to play that part. Which would have been brilliant, because he was in all 3 movies. And then, out of nowhere, they're just like, oh, by the way, he's supposed to be Mysterio, but you're never gonna see it. I was like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that? Yeah. No, I understood that. Like I said, no, in the first movie, he was the wrestling announcer. In the second movie, he was the usher at the play. And then the third movie, he was the waiter at the restaurant. This is not... I made it go slow. I've got this truck I'm working on and it's super slow and I'm like, why is it going so slow? It's because I made it go slow. That's my fault. But yeah, no, his whole setup was going to be that he is Mysterio setting up bad guys in the background type thing. Or at least I think it was something like that. And he was supposed to be this whole big setup and I was like, that's going to be a brilliant story concept. And then they never went anywhere with it and I was like really upset because I was like, why not? Like, go ahead and do that. I almost crashed my car. Alright. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. And actually, did you get the notification to join audio when you joined? Alright, I am going to actually reset this, so give me 2 seconds to start this back up.